Hey guys, so I wanted to make a video today, this relaxing Family Day Monday here in Canada. So I decided to make a book review on the book Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. Um, yeah, so this is the first book I've read by her. I haven't read Fangirl or Eleanor and Park, but I do want to read them. I just never really picked them up. I'm usually I've been really into reading series lately, or a lot of memoir type books versus the standalones. But yeah, I decided to pick this up on a whim the last time I went to Chapters. They had a table set up for Valentine's Day, so they sounded really cutesy, and I just finished reading The One and Only by Emily Giffin, and I didn't really like that book too much, so I was looking for a good fluffy romance. And this one definitely delivers. So this is about two girls, Beth and Jennifer. Chapters switch point of view. So Beth and Jennifer conversed via email, and this is back before Y2K, so in the year of 1999. And so they converse through email and talk about their lives and stuff. And this guy, Lincoln, he is hired on as a tech support guy for their company. Beth and Jennifer both work in the newspaper business. They're both journalists and stuff like that, columnists. And Lincoln is hired on to be a tech guy who is hired to be security, to read the emails of people that have been flagged for certain words and stuff, and kind of to warn them to not, write those emails or send those letters anymore or stuff like that. So every other chapter is from his point of view as well. So it's emails, and then it's Lincoln, and then emails Lincoln. I really enjoyed kind of that perspective. I think you got a lot more insight towards the friendship between Beth and Jennifer. But first we'll go back to, so he starts reading their emails and stuff. I don't want to do a spoiler, but he starts realizing that, how cool of a girl Beth is, and he kind of starts, maybe falling in love with her. And it's kind of how does he approach that by being hey, I read your emails and you're a great girl kind of thing. So that's kind of the course, the plot of the book. Is at the very beginning, he kind of realizes that he kind of likes who this girl is and stuff, but he kind of stays there. He works overnight, so he doesn't actually really see them and stuff, and how does that help in his daily life. And he lives with mom, and his mom's always worried about him and stuff, so stuff like that, because they're all 28 or something like that is the age. So like I was saying though, I really like the chapters with the actual email. I felt that it delivered kind of a unique spin on stuff. I like that they said it before Y2K as well, just because that's when the email frenzy was in high swing and stuff, because people obviously don't text nowadays really. I mean, don't text nowadays. Didn't text in those days. It was more towards email and stuff, and freaking out about Y2K, and if that was going to offset this whole technological imbalance and stuff like that. I really like that part, because that is a big theme in the book, is Y2K is coming up and stuff, blah blah blah. But yeah, I really enjoyed Beth and Jennifer's conversing between each other. I also enjoyed kind of the personal elements in their emails as well. They didn't just talk about frivolous things. They talked about their lives and how Jennifer's married to this guy, and he wants to have kids, and she's not ready to have kids, and she kind of also hates kids and stuff like that. And Beth's life is she's stayed with this guy for almost 10 years, and he doesn't want to get married, and she thinks he'll change because he's this guitarist and stuff like that, but it's not looking like it's going to. And then Lincoln, in his point of view, is he's living at home with his mother. He had this really bad relationship years ago, but again, it's been 10 years since he had his last relationship, and he's kind of this, he thinks of himself as really nerdy and stuff, and he can't talk to girls. So kind of how all their lives kind of intertwine a little bit too, because he does realize that he does meet them and stuff, but he doesn't know who they are really, because they don't obviously introduce themselves. I don't want to give too much away, but it's a really good book. It is just warms your heart. It took me maybe a day and a half to read. It probably could have finished it in an hour or whatever, but it's just very light and fluffy, and it's very cute. The whole idea of this I don't know, it's just there was definitely character development in the story. I felt that, if in comparison to the previous book I read, The One and Only by Emily Giffin, since that was the other light and fluffy book I read, in comparison to that, these characters in this book Attachments were like 100 times better than One and Only. This, they just, all main characters, like the three of them, had tremendous character growth, and it was really good to see, like, fights between Beth and Jennifer, fights between Beth and her boyfriend, fights between Jennifer and her boyfriend. Well, you don't really see it, but you kind of hear about it. And it's just a really unique take on a kind of like a love story in a sense, I guess. And just kind of the character growth from Lincoln is really good. You know, he's down on himself, but he's not like, oh my goodness, he's not like, he kind of actually has personal growth. I kind of want to relate him to Quentin from Paper Towns. He is one of the worst characters I've ever read about. Quentin, he is just, I'm pretty sure that's what his name was, Quentin? Main character from Paper Towns, the guy. He was so down on himself and so insecure, and he never had any personal growth, and he just, like, didn't ever realize changing his ways could have helped him, versus Lincoln, like, you know, he had, like, a hard time, and he wanted to move out, and he, like, tried to, like, actually have personal growth with the novel, and he does, and it's amazing. Just the writing between, like, the couple of novels that I've read in the past is just crazy. So, I do recommend this book to everyone. I think this is a really cool light read. It's girly in a way, but I think that everyone could enjoy it. I'm especially excited to read Eleanor Park and Fangirl. If there's anything like this book, then yeah, I gave it a 5 out of 5 on Goodreads. It's just warms my soul. It's kind of the book that I read. And it's just funny because I'm not a huge fan of like love novels. Like I'm not like, I really want to read that, but it just is kind of like felt like a good pick me up after like the really horrible book I read, and this is just really good written, really good written, really good book. It's well written. It has character growth. It has people you can relate to in a sense, and it's not your typical young adult novel. In the sense that it's actually about, you know, adults. So I guess like Rainbow Rowell, I know she does write Fangirl, that would be considered young adult. Maybe this would be new adult, I guess, because they're like in their late 20s. Yeah, it's a really good book, and I recommend it to everyone, and that's kind of my overview. Hopefully, it kind of gives you a good sense of that you kind of want to read it and stuff, so 5 out of 5 on Goodreads, and it's awesome. So that's my review. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all later. Bye.